YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Ime Udoka is a serious situation. Boston Celtics look bad. That chick Malika Andrews is a crazy, raging, womanazi, feministazi. My God. Let's go ahead and get into these topics and go ahead and make it happen. So those of you guys who don't know, Ime Udoka is the head coach of the Boston Celtics who took the team to the NBA Finals last year, only 2 games away from winning it all. Too bad Jody's corner pick of the Golden State Warriors, Jody Damas, picked them to win, and guess it, they won. But I picked the Warriors to win at the beginning of the season. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The head coach, Ime Udoka, is under some serious fire because his team, the Boston Celtics, came out and put something out to the public that there was an investigation of bad behavior that involved him and an unknown person who works for the Celtics organization, violating their code of conduct policy. As you guys know, the Boston Celtics isn't ran like a traditional basketball team. They chose to go the more modern day corporate route when it involves their basketball team. So instead of running it like a privately held basketball team of old, something where it's about family and community, they run their shit more like IBM and Microsoft and Apple. And when you run your shit like IBM and Microsoft and Apple and ESPN, you can get your shit wrecked and fired and lose everything just off of an allegation. But when it comes to Ime Udoka, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, it seems to be very, very, very true. Who is Ime Udoka? I know Ime Udoka when he was an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. But most of you probably know Ime Udoka as Neil Longstrong.
Hi, Nia. Congratulations on the coming wedding. How you guys doing? Are you happy that the Spurs got knocked out so you got more time with him?
Absolutely.
You are?
Oh my God. No, I'm not happy because I always want my man to win, but it was nice to have him win.
Yeah. So there's got to be times you root for them to lose, though.
Not often.
All right, that guy right there, that's Ime Udoka. That's him about 7 years ago. A little bit thicker, a little bit more gray hair. Still a relatively handsome guy to this day. So handsome to the point where he had an open, well, at least if you're in the Boston Celtics locker room and franchise relationship with another employee who worked for the team. Uh-oh. And it was evident to them in around July. The Celtics knew about it, kept it under wraps, kind of kept it quiet, wanted it to blow over. But some leaks happened, you know. It's really hard to stop those leaks. Some leaks came out about some certain situations, and they reacted. An independent investigation was ended 48 hours ago, and the results of the independent investigation led the team of basketball operations and owner and stuff to come and have a press conference. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a press conference announcing that they're getting rid of their coach, and they're letting him go on a suspension of a year, an indefinite suspension of at least a year. It went a little something like this. Uh-oh, exposed for slow internet. It's exposed for slow internet. I just had it.
Report.
There we go.
2 days ago. So that's the reason for the timing here. There were leaks, by the way, around that time. Obviously, we would have nothing to do with that and nothing to gain from that, and any insinuation about the leaks. We don't know where they come from. They're part of the NBA, as we all know in this room, but it's really unfortunate. And it's unfortunate also that female staff members of the Celtics have been dragged into the public eye unwillingly and inappropriately, and we take a strong stand against that and just regret it for them. It's really, really unfortunate and not necessary. I won't be referring to anybody else who might be involved here, again, for privacy reasons, and not going to get into the details of the conduct at issue. But I have just a couple more closing little remarks. Ime has personally told me in a private conversation, just the general theme was, I'd say, acceptance and appreciation for how this has been handled. He can speak for himself on that, and in his release last night, he did speak to that, that he accepted this suspension. Brad and I have both met with the players. Brad can fill you in more on that, but I would say in general they are very concerned about this. It's not a welcome development, but they also, I felt, have energy and focus and commitment and drive to really accomplish great things. Hopefully,
Brad Stevens takes the poll.
To add from the standpoint of the,
He looks like somebody died.
what can be said about the violation. Ultimately, I would reiterate that it was a long, thorough process, and obviously it's been a hard time. But I think the only thing that I would like to say is that I thought, and Wick mentioned it already, I thought, we have a lot of talented women in our organization.
He looks like he's about to cry.
You look like you don't want
yesterday
to be
was
there.
really hard
Look
on
at him.
them, and I think that
He's about to cry.
nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant bullshit, but I do think
A lot of Twitter speculation that they're talking about. There's a lot of ideas out there that, what I'm saying. What's known is that this was a consensual relationship with him and the woman who worked for the Celtics.
Okay.
What was her position?
I don't know.
They
But
keeping it
it's-
under
I
wraps
mean,
for
one
her.
of the positions. Sure, she
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
she had
Yeah.
plenty of positions.
Yeah.
But what was her?
She looks like she looks really fit and athletic, so she might. I wouldn't be surprised if she was an assistant
Oh, they
coach or a
did show
trainer
her.
or something like that. Yeah, they actually did, and I was thinking to myself, like, should I show her?
That's part of the.
Isn't it all over the internet?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, like the whole deal of I'll show her. I'll show her after. I'll show her after. I'll show her in this segment, but I'll show her afterwards.
Allegedly.
Yeah. No, it's out. They had an investigation. They've been investigating with a third party law firm, and they come and they found the story, and they come up to this conclusion to have this press conference outing Ime Udoka's situation that's private with another woman. Yeah, he committed adultery and he cheated on his fiance, long-term fiance, Nia Long. He had a relationship with this woman. Obviously they was bumping uglies, bro. It was sexual like a motherfucker. But then there was some things said that there was a relationship with them that was consensual, but then over time it started to get different and weird, and he would say comments that she didn't like.
So it started getting like kind of violent, art, like kind of.
I wouldn't say violent. It was
Disrespectful?
it was quoted as someone close to the situation said comments that she didn't appreciate.
What?
You know how you like get with a chick that you think is not all that hot,
Right.
but you had sex with her,
Right.
and then you stop the fling because it's no longer exciting.
Right, 'cause
But you
you're
still
not-
got to see her in the workplace because you work with her. And then maybe the sex was bad. You like now you just talking about blah, blah, you disrespect her. You don't give her the time of day and show her that love
you did before. Oh, got
that
you.
you used to before.
Got you.
She might not appreciate that. Now understand, I'm completely making that up. I don't know what the situation actually is,
right.
but I'm just giving you an example.
Speculating. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So Stephen A. Smith
Discussing the Ime Udoka suspension, which is
discussing the Ime Udoka suspension, and he had this take to have. He gave a pretty solid take on the situation. I want to know what you guys think of the situation after we watch this
1
video.
year for a consensual relationship with a staff member. A couple notes I took, copious, and then I'll get right to the reaction, fellas. The suspension comes with a significant financial penalty. There were a couple of violations, at least. Brad Stevens was very emotional. He said, we have a lot of talented women in our organization yesterday. It was really hard on them. Nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant expletive. And Brad Stevens definitive about the fact that he will not take over coaching ranks. Obviously, we know even if Joe Mazzulla, who will be the interim coach, didn't pan out. Stephen A., I'll start with you, and then obviously we'll get to Woj. Your reaction to what you just heard.
I didn't think coming into this show that I could get more furious, but I am. Woj, first of all, to you, thank you for your reporting on this story on top of everything. Or any apologies for his actions were egregious, irresponsible to be in the leadership position that he is in. I'm not here to make any excuses or any apologies for his behavior. It is inexcusable. It's a fireable offense as far as I'm concerned. But it doesn't negate what the Celtics are doing here. According to your reports, Woj, and what we have been talking about over the last couple of days, this was a consensual relationship. Was Ime Udoka involved with himself? The answer to that question is no. Two consenting adults engaged in this act or these actions that clearly were in violation of the Boston Celtics policy. But all we're hearing about is Ime. And to Wick Grausberg, who I profoundly respect, I would strongly advise you. Grausbeck, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know why I said Grausbeck. Speak to a publicist or take some classes himself, because he threw out a couple of bombs there about Ime Udoka. Implications that feed stereotypes and things of that nature. And I'm not going to regurgitate what he said, but it was very, very alarming, highly one-sided. And as far as I'm concerned, based on this press conference, there is no reason on earth right now why Ime Udoka is still a head coach of the Boston Celtics, albeit a suspended one. Because not only did you...
So he's basically saying, in a nutshell, the way they handled it is bullshit. They one-siding it. It's a consensual relationship. What other details are you leaving out? Because as bad as it is of infidelity, a man, people's hearts are at stake. Nia Long got to be heartbroken. The woman who he's messed with, or women he has messed with, we don't know.
Right.
Got to be heartbroken. The Celtics franchise looks bad, but it's not that bad because people cheat all the time.
It happens, especially in business. Like
Where
that.
you had a press conference, you acted like when Magic Johnson announced he had AIDS.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Who died?
Yeah.
We want to know, why are you doing it in this form and fashion? You're putting it out there on Front Street, throwing Ime to the wolves, saying this is what he did, but we can't talk about any other details. But look, he was involved. He's fired. Nobody else is going to get penalized for it.
It's like
They asked, are you going to reprimand other people? No, we're done. Just Ime. Okay, well, it was a consensual relationship. Shouldn't she be at least questioned or reprimanded for having this consensual relationship as well? She offended. She broke the rules of the agreement as well. No,
It takes two to tango.
Yep.
exactly. But they're not operating that way. They look very PC agenda woke bullshit bias is what they look like. That's that corporate look. Not a good look for the C's. But that's fine. That's cool. It gets a little bit worse because when you factor in that wokeness that I can't stand, that PC culture, not the real word woke, the fake Hollywood word woke, it gets under my skin because you can't get that realness. This man came up here and said realness for a moment. I want to show you somebody. Stephen A. Smith, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but he's a prominent black man in sports media. He is the face of sports media. That's not a hard position to get. There should be something to be said about that.
That's her.
Kendrick Perkins is a former Boston Celtic,
And Celtics
and they had the discussion.
leadership spoke for the first time.
This chick on her show, her name is Malika Andrews. She's a sexy, hot, young chick who's on the forefront of ESPN, and she has her own little midday time, whatever show, have her guests on, and they give the opinions. But Malika Andrews is a freaking womanazi, feminazi, man-hating, SJW, modern woman, PC, piece of shit. So she ran her shit the way she wants to run her show, which is perfectly fine, but not so much for the men. She had a
In
panel.
the past, they didn't come to light. I think, and Wick Grossbeck said it, the Celtics are a corporation and a business, and that perhaps 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 7 years ago, however, it might have been treated differently by an organization because a successful head coach, no one's irreplaceable, but certainly they, as a basketball coach, Ime Udoka, as a leader, they believed, and for good reason, that they had an individual that would be for a very long time leading this organization. An organization maybe in the past would have found a way for this to have not escalated to an internal, bringing a law firm to do an investigation, and then to mete out this kind of punishment. And so I think that's what's different about this, and it speaks to
What he's saying is, back in the 90s and early 2000s, if a man cheats on his wife, happened to be a head coach, you're not going to make a freaking big media affair of it, throwing him to the wolves and suspending him for a year.
Yeah, it's going to be
We're talking about millions of dollars on the line, and here are the Boston woke Celtics out here with a press conference, laying it all out, bringing reporters, throwing that dirty laundry out.
Yeah.
And
This should
I
be
feel
private.
like they're afraid to let the women go. I feel like they're scared to fire these women for the same
You
acts.
feel that way already?
Already.
You already get that sense.
I already feel that.
Well, god dang, we ain't even got to the hitter yet. The hitter's coming. So Woj says his piece, as we know. All right, but what they gonna do? They talk about Kendrick Perkins gonna come in.
Conversation because Perk, you played for the Celtics organization. What were your thoughts on this message here?
Well, one, to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but you know, he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job from the jump of actually protecting the women in their organization.
Ex-Celtic basically calling the Celtics out for being messy. Y'all the ones talking about it first, talking about some speculation. Motherfreaker, y'all put statements out talking about some shit, and you won't put no details.
And won't give us the real.
Won't give that real. Oh, something went down. He definitely had a relationship, and the owner guy slipped up. He said women, and then he was like woman.
He
said women at first. He was like a woman, so it's more than one woman.
Yeah.
And he slipped up and put it out there. Shady shit, bro. That's what Stephen A. was talking about.
Yeah, he said the women were
belittled or the woman. Yeah, this woman.
Why are the women affected if it's only one woman?
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's like,
and
yo,
aren't the men affected on the team too?
Yeah, because they the players.
The whole team is affected, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And
they don't have any male players on the team. It's going to affect the whole team.
The whole team.
In protecting their
and that's what Perk's going to talk about right now.
But in protecting the women as well. And also the players. Think about this for a second. It's no way in hell that everyone in this organization didn't know about this situation over the last however many months, probably the last year, right? Everybody knew about it.
Everybody
so now
stayed quiet.
You're bringing players involved. Nobody's even talking about how the players.
Look at her face. Look at her face in the middle.
She got a smirk already.
She already's got the smirk. Now watch the evolution into the Grinch. It's coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around.
Players are going to be affected. Nobody's going to be talked about how maybe the players are going to get called into office and have to deal with a situation or talk about a situation when they really shouldn't have to be doing that anyway because everybody knew about it. So my thing was this. Before
everybody knew, he
said
it
publicly before to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it.
And Perk, I have to agree.
But at the end of the day, that they crossed their T's and died before they decided to make a decision, they should have made sure that they crossed their T's or talk about a situation when they really shouldn't have to be doing that anyway because everybody knew about it. So my thing was this.
He then mentions
the process proliferation of its industry.
He then mentions that the relationship was consensual.
And having, plus, I think that's what you're saying.
The word accountability. Okay?
There we go.
Accountability doesn't just go
accountability, a modern woman's worst nightmare.
To Ime Udoka, okay? Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my whole thing is this, right? These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that.
All right. Pausing there. Tell me, guys, what you guys think about this situation so far.
One-sided. Yeah, I mean, they're not. He's throwing his life away, but she's also a home wrecker, and they're protecting the heck out of her. Like, we don't know who she is, what she looked like. He's on front pages of all the news, but I'm sure she was at all the games. And like he said, everybody know. Now, with the players, the coach is damn near his boss. So what they gonna do? Call out their boss? Hey, you ain't supposed to be sleeping with so-and-so. Now, what, you gonna go snitch? and this is the coach that almost got y'all to a championship. Now they giving up the whole year. Everybody loses. The towel boys, the water boys, the
nobody's safe.
The patrons.
Ain't nobody safe.
I'm not saying nobody's safe, but I'm just saying that, you know, like whether it was one woman or more than one woman, if they were agreed to what's going on, then they should also face the same fire that he's facing. Their names should be in the public, and they should be let go publicly, like he's ridiculed and embarrassed and let go publicly.
I agree. I felt like the most attack of the attack of him is because he's in the limelight. He is the Celtics coach, and then he's always the one in the media. He's always the one that they see. But I agree with you, Sad. They should be having, if this is consensual, they should be having both of them fired. They should be letting both of them go. This whole situation
should be both of them, right?
I don't even like this Jane Doe or Jane Doe's situation. We don't know if it's plural. We don't know if it's one. We don't know who was with it. You know what I mean? And I think we should, because they affected the whole team and the whole season as well.
So could we agree that at this juncture, knowing what we know, they should have both been reprimanded for violating the team policy?
Yeah, they pushed past their contract. They didn't go by with the original contract. So whatever it was of not messing with a coworker or whatever, and they did it, they both should be cut loose.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. If he cheated on his wife with a woman not from the Celtics, would he be able to get fired?
Nope. No. It would have been perfectly fine.
So because
so it's not the morality of it; it's a policy.
Everybody got the same handbook. Everybody, when you get hired, you filling out the same forms. Human relations.
No fraternizing.
They are scared.
That's that corporate motto. That's the ESPN.
Scared.
Yeah.
I never liked the Celtics. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn this green light off. Look and see that green light is off. Out of here, man. I wanted Jody to turn the whole thing green so we watch the Celtics. Nope, out of here. Oh no, not for the Celtics.
What I don't like about this is that
they out off.
What they should have did.
Boom.
What they should have did. Out of all of this, why not instead of putting this whole shit out there in the media? Why not handle this in a private matter? Them doing this right here.
The leagues made it public, The leagues made it public, so they had to come out. That's why. Let's go ahead and get to this.
Punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position.
All right, look at her face now. She's hot. This raging SJW woke feminazi man-hater is upset that he mentioned accountability and said, what about her? Just asking the question, right? If we're talking about violating team policy, it takes two to tango.
Facts.
And this is what she's having a problem with. And I didn't know nothing about her. I knew I'd seen her as a pretty face on ESPN. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm not listening to her opinion because I don't give a shit about it.
She seemed like the more one that go it than her. I'm like, she looked like she got the more mean face than her.
All right, so let's see what she has to say.
But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
that's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was an investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here. And I think that transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we
speculate.
I'm not speculating. Sure. I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in, did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension.
She's stupid as freak. Watch what she do.
Lack of transparency while
watch what she do.
Understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective. We will revisit this story later in the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not to keep private.
I missed it. Kendrick Perkins wants to respond.
But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective. We will revisit this story later in our show. We also have a little bit of basketball.
Shut this whole shit down. I thank you for your perspective. I don't want to hear nothing else. Classic modern day woman is working at ESPN right now.
She's running it So she's controlling the narrative.
We know who controls the narrative is being controlled by the master puppeteers that is in
ear.
that earpiece of all these. But that's her going on her own tangent.
Yeah,
that's her going on her own tangent.
What does it have to do with the independent law firm? Like,
why are you so quick to take her side when you don't even know the details? Kendrick Perkins says, "I know that this ain't made up. He's connected. People who are connected, they all know."
ESPN.
Yeah, he said, "I got the
I work
information."
for the Celtics.
Right.
You work
Yes.
at ESPN.
He's like, I know.
You're at
I know
ESPN.
the facts.
You're at ESPN. You're a female. Automatically, men ain't gonna come and tell a female a situation that involves a man and a woman because they get emotional about it and start calling out brouhaha.
Now listen,
That's why we can't have locker room talk around women.
We are reacting on this channel, right? I'm not a journalist. She is supposed to be a journalist. A journalist is supposed to be unbiased.
Correct.
And take the information. She could have got a scoop. She could have went viral. She could have had these ratings go through the roof because Perkins might have got heated and said something that nobody else said. He said, I have the information. Was she interested in the information?
Nope.
No. She was more interested in protecting the Celtics' best interests and focusing on her own agenda, moving on to the next topic. This man done got dressed up to sit in his living room and talk to her.
She emasculated him.
Shut him down.
This is why women. This is why a lot of men worry about women in positions of power because they'll do you like that. Not all women, of course. There's women out there that are absolutely
or that's not biased,
wonderful and beautiful and believe in real equality.
Yeah.
True feminism is equality. She's a feminazi. She's the one that men are afraid of, bro. Because you put her in a position of power, she will emasculate a 6'8", 380-pound grown man on live TV, bitch.
I understand how men abuse power, but it's a lot of women. If you put them in the same position, they would do the exact same thing, if not worse, because they're not used to the power. They say absolute power corrupts, and power corrupts absolutely. You know what I mean?
Now, but we're not done.
He looked like Fabulous and
We're not done.
Grant Hill.
He looked
like Grant Hill and Fabulous mixed together.
Yeah, he does look like more Fabulous, a little bit more Fabulous than Hill. But look, I want to show you Stephen A. Smith, First Take, his show, the top dog at ESPN. He's the most highest paid guy at ESPN.
Is he?
Okay. Him and Jeff Greenberg. I think Jeff Greenberg is his name. Yeah, but Stephen A. Smith is the highest guy. He's worked his way to the black man, bro, right?
That's the one that we just saw, correct?
We're about to see him again because on his show, he was asked the same question.
To give more specifics about
Is that her calling?
Look at this. She calls into his show. There she is again. She calls into Stephen A. show and listen to what she has to say.
With all due respect, Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. And it was frustrating to me that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that I just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more, and short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved, and I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization, and I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
Why are we here, Malika?
What?
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one.
I like that.
Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired.
She goes on Stephen A. Smith's show with her raging feminazi tactics, disrespecting him, talking to him like he's a little boy. We are not gonna do that.
We're not gonna go there.
Who the freak do you think you is?
Yeah.
I've been doing this shit 30 years.
You was a baby.
You weren't even born. He was out there in Philly getting that AI coverage. What are you talking about?
Shout out to him for putting her in her place, though. You know, most men in the world, especially when of power, they'll be afraid because of how society is right now. They'll be afraid to say something like, "Hold up, this is mine."
Stephen A. Smith don't bite his tongue.
Yeah, that's
right or wrong. He don't bite his tongue.
That's dope. I'm digging that. He spoke his will on that though, for real.
The rest of it, he's talking about his opinion on what he thought. He's not gonna get at her anymore. Than he's gonna just say his piece, and then after he says his piece, after he completely checks her, she's gonna. Her response is, "Oh, I'm glad that you clarified yourself." Making it seem as if, oh, now you're switching up, Stephen A. He never switched up. You just didn't listen. I've had conversations where women called into my show. I said something and they completely answering questions and making stuff up that I didn't even say because they're not listening.
They only heard what they want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to listen. And she didn't listen.
Brett, suspended for a year. Then also that year, say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about.
Or even knowing who it is.
I appreciate that clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question, that is what stood out to me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A.
She says that she like 4 times. You're clarifying. Thank you for the clarification. No. Open up your ears.
Listen.
Yeah. You came for the wrong one. You did Perk. And you don't think that Stephen Park was like, yo, man, this bitch, man, she cut me off on a joint, man. Yo. Yeah, she ain't gonna call in with that. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't gonna do that shit to me.
Bro, it's a real bad look. Shout out to my dog, Darius Harvey, member the $500 club.
Bleach.
Shout out to my dude. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate you. I'm glad he put her in this place. You and me both. I'm glad. He's glad. Sad glad. We all glad. Get glad. Shit. Best Tupperware since 18 whatever. So that's where we at.
So I got an exclusive. Bubbo hit me up and said it doesn't in there, Jody. He tweeted you what Matt Barnes said. He said,
oh yeah, there's somebody DM me that.
The most latest reaction.
So that's the second phase of what I wanted to get into.
Okay.
First thing we need to talk about is no harm done so far, except outside of infidelity, right? That we know. We just know of misconduct as far as what's released.
Lost wages, lost suspension,
yeah.
fired. Yes.
Now, out of people's privacy, they can't go into details.
Right.
What the heck must have happened to make this situation go out of hand like this? Mm-hmm. Why are they handling it this way? Why are they making such a big, huge? They're doing it obviously because they're PC. The Boston Celtics are basically Disney to me. They're all the way gone. They're not even a basketball club anymore. They're about corporate conglomerate. You could get canceled being a basketball player is what I'm betting. He getting canceled for freaking
that shit crazy. It's not even his wife.
As far as we know, he's getting canceled for cheating on his wife.
Who ain't
with somebody
even
who
his
works
wife.
for cheating on his fiance.
Do we think that there's something bigger in this picture?
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. What are they not telling us, bro?
Because this is not like something small. This is huge.
Exactly.
And they're holding that shit back for like.
Here's what I think.
It makes
a baby's involved.
Okay.
Somebody got a baby, and there's multiple women, and then one of them got AIDS.
Wow.
Damn, that's kind of deep.
Yeah, he gave one of them AIDS or some shit. Ime Udoka got AIDS. and he passed it along to one of these women. This is completely made up. I'm making this up. This isn't real, but I'm making something up to make sense of why they would do it in this fashion.
By them protecting the women, right? By them protecting the woman or women, it makes all the women speculative. So now every woman you see in the whole organization, you're like, I wonder, was it her?
I wonder what he did. I wonder what he did.
Was it her?
Yeah.
So now instead of the 2 or 3 that were engaged in this activity stepping up, and you best believe they put a gag order on him, so he can't hardly say nothing.
Fact.
They pull in a full press conference, but I bet you he can't say nothing. He's got a full steel
He released
trap.
a statement. He said, I'm not going to say anything at this moment.
He
said, I apologize to my wife, my team, the faculty.
That's all he can
but
say.
As of right now, I have nothing else to say.
That's all he can say. Julie.
Legally, they said, shut up. You done out here, bro.
He couldn't even appear at his own press conference.
Yeah, motherfuckers talking about him. Let him get a seat.
He couldn't even. He can't even go on ESPN.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm thinking some other shit like could have happened. This is me speculating as well too.
Go ahead.
It could have been him cheating, her messing with her, having another man. There were violence being spreaded, messages being going down, disrespectful threats happening. Shit like that. Things were being broken, destroyed. And I use this. And I use this because I know, like, in the limelight like that, they try to keep shit like that really, really private. So I think it could have been, like you guys, I'm only speculating, that it could have been, violence, destruction, shit being, broken down, shit being broken, threats, verbal threats, and they trying to, ease it, ease as much as possible. That's my speculation.
All right. We could all speculate all day long. Matt Barnes, he weighed in. A couple people sent it to me, but shout out to you guys for sending this to me. There was a really funny one that me and BG4 were talking about this morning. When Matt Barnes, who drove thousands of miles to beat up Derek Fisher, feels this way, you know it's serious.
They won't come out and say it. And since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted because this situation in Boston is deep, it's messy, it's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. And that's why I erased what I said. Some things happened that I can't condone, I can't back. And it's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. But that was the reason why I erased my post last night. Because after
you better believe that shit coming out, dog.
I got a call from someone who had all the details, and the shit is deep. So, man, praying for everybody involved.
Everybody involved.
I'm praying.
This. And I saw a lot of blogs picked up what I said.
I'm praying for everybody involved. What?
Who was everybody?
Hey, my nigga.
Who else is everybody?
Hey, I'm keeping 1,000. Y'all get ready. Y'all finna come and talk to me. That's some serious shit.
Lakers fans.
You kind of put some shit a little bit out there.
Pray for everybody involved. So, look, I'm thinking multiple women. I'm thinking a baby is involved with this. Birth, miscarriage, abortion. I'm thinking disease, STD. Something that's really
And guess
heavy.
what make the Lakers? Guess what make the Lakers so dope? Celtics so bad.
Shout out to Legacy.
Jabweezy. Because they knew this thing, we just getting wind of it. And the only reason they handling it is because we know as the public. But if John Q. Public did not know any of this, you best they believe they keep this in their wheelhouse and keep it under the wraps. You know what I mean?
All right, here's the link. Right here. Boom, boom. There's a link for you guys to come in and talk to me. I'm gonna let 5-star in. There's 2 5-stars in here. I don't know which one is the right one. 5-star, is this legit? Hello? Welcome to Joy's Corner. Talk to me. 5-star? I guess that's not the right one. 5-star, what's good?
He don't know he on.
All right. So no 5-star.
Call back 5-star.
All right. Let's get Arjun in here. What's up, Arjun?
The hell is going on? Arjun, what's going on?
Maybe it's me.
Hello?
Arjun, can you hear me? Yeah.
Arjun, are you there?
Yeah, I think it's me. Hold on. Shoot. Sometime. Yo. General.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Who's
hold
typing?
on.
Are you typing, Arjun?
That's. I think this might be on me.
Hello.
Arjun, are you typing?
Hold on. Let me do my shit. Let me do my audio. Why does it do that? Nah, he should be able to hear me.
Arjun, can you hear me? Hey, put in the chat. Ask Arjun if he can hear us in the chat. Obviously he can't, or he would have answered. Tell
In his
Arjun we're talking.
camera. Let me see if they could. Oh, he left. The freak.
Because he probably figured we couldn't hear him. So
Oh my God.
You got the right one this time.
Can you hear me, 5-star? You still can't hear me.
No, I can't hear you in the StreamYard.
Oh my God, why does it do that stupid shit?
But you are gonna have a delay.
No. Let me fix that shit. Hold on.
You can't talk to him.
Oh, this way. Here we go. All right, how about now? Wait, wrong thing.
5-star, are you there?
Give me a second.
No, I still can't hear you in the
No?
StreamYard.
Still can't hear me? Why the freak can't he hear me? That's crazy. I'll put input. Right. This should still be working. Hold on. Yo.
It's blank, so ain't nobody.
Hold on, let me change this. I think it's this. Hold on. Yo, go back here. Yo, can you hear me?
5-star, you there?
Jeez. I guess Shabuizi can't hear me either. What the heck?
Shabuizi, can you hear me?
We can't hear you coming through, yeah.
Why isn't my audio coming through? Why is this shit doing that? Why would you do that to me while I'm recording this video? Why does it do that? Yo.
Why does it do that?
Yo. Shabuizi, can you hear me now? No, nothing. What about now? Can you hear me? No?
No, I can't hear you. I'm listening through the YouTube audio.
Oh, that sucks.
No.
Do you have the mic set up through the StreamYard, like as your audio source?
Nah, man, it's some weird. I think it's because I'm using Firefox. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Let me swap it. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a fresh StreamYard link. Everybody bail out. Everybody bail out of there. I'm gonna give a fresh StreamYard link. That's weird, bro. Sorry about this, guys.
Technical difficulties. Y'all already know. Sometimes it's just technology. It's always something.
Oh my God. I know what it was. I know what it was.
You figured it out?
Yeah, I know what it was. I know what it was. I'm stupid. Hold on. Oh no, freak that shit, nigga. Oh my God.
Oh, bro.
I forgot.
Whoa. Is it?
What is it? You don't know what the freak it is. Freak you. Can you hear me, 5-star?
Yeah, I kind of figured you had like a different browser because I was looking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? 5-star. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What's 3 plus 3?
I don't know what your question was, but I know you asked something plus 3.
3 plus 3.
So you can't hear me, nigga? You got bad headphones? What's up, bro?
No, I mean I heard you, but
What's 2 plus 1? What's 2 plus 1? What's 2 plus 1?
3.
Ah, for sure. Okay, yeah, it's my fault. I'm sorry.
That's why I was like, I know you said something, and the answer is 3 too.
No. You know what it is? I forgot to add myself to the StreamYard call. That's why they couldn't hear me.
Oh my God, bro. I kind of figured because I was like, this man's not even in here.
Yep. Oh, goddamn.
Triggered. How did you do that?
Players F up. That's how.
Oh no, Joe.
Play his F up. That's how, freaking motherfreaker.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna request a hat.
I was looking for it on this. I was like,
Man
is that
up, I
hat-worthy?
see you, Jody Joe. Okay,
Nah, I don't
Jody
deserve the hat. I don't think.
Oh, all right, so Weezy, you can come back. All right, go ahead, 5-star. Tell me how you feel, man. Talk to me, dog.
You could talk to him.
So looking at this situation as someone who doesn't really follow sports and stuff like that, I mean, this situation, the way it's being handled, even from a corporate, look of it, it's very sloppy. It's very, I feel, unprofessional in the way they handled it. To where
Definitely.
They had a whole press conference, threw this man under the bus, and have zero accountability to this woman or women, were involved with the situation. Now hearing Matt Barnes, come out and say it's deeper than this, and even hearing Perkins come out and say he has info.
Right.
I'm starting to think either the whole team's involved in this somehow, or key players on the team are involved and they don't want this getting out there in the press more than already is.
Right.
And
Definitely.
So you
people
think it's
wanting
players?
them to get either fired, suspended, you name it.
So you think it's players that's involved with this, 5-star?
There has to be if they're trying to keep it on the wraps and throw this man under the bus.
That would be
All
crazy
right.
if that's
Celtics Pack, welcome to Jody's Corner. Speak on it.
Man, I'm just here to rant about y'all Celtics fans, man. All last year, Russell Westbrook that. Russell Westbrook this. Now, y'all, look at y'all niggas now. Where your coach at? Look at y'all niggas now. All that shit talking. Look at y'all now.
Look at them now, bro. Celtics look like they in dysfunction like a motherfucker,
huge
bro.
dysfunction.
Woo. They went full PCSJW and it ain't working. It's a bad look over there, bro. Hey, listen to me, man. Hey, my man Tatum, come to LA, bro. Stop playing. Come to LA.
Facts.
Come to LA. That's what's up.
Jason
So
Tatum
he
don't deserve them.
So here to give you here to give niggas a hard time for sure.
See,
Let me get Shabuezy up in this motherfucker. What's up,
Trash.
Shabuezy?
Garbage ass team.
Hey, Lakers, homie. Lakers.
Give him the green. Give
I ain't giving that nigga no green. Freak
no
him.
green. Give him
Kiss
some
my
green.
ring, nigga.
Oh, your ring.
What ring?
We're 2020
You lost last
champions,
year.
my nigga. We're
Trash.
2020
Get outta here.
champions,
Yo,
nigga.
You lost last year.
No.
Wait a minute. I don't know who you talking to, but if you weren't in the finals, don't talk to me, please.
We had Russell Westbrook.
We're in the finals, nigga. We're the recent champions. You niggas ain't won since 2008.
No, the Bucks are. The Bucks are.
We're the
Y'all
most
didn't
recent
even-
champions out of the
I
two.
don't want to talk to teams that didn't win 35 games. Y'all didn't even win 35
Hey,
games.
we're 2020 champions. What year you guys win?
Y'all didn't even win 35 games.
Was Obama just ushered in as president when y'all won?
Hey, they made a format called the
Kobe
play-in.
stole a ring from y'all.
They made a format called the play-in, so trash niggas like y'all could get in. And you
For
didn't
sure.
make that.
For sure. Hey, we got LeBron James on our team, nigga. We won.
And you gotta leave. Good job.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta
Bronny
leave.
coming. Anyway, Shabuezy, you are a diehard Celtics fanboy, so go ahead and give me your perspective on how you feel about the situation. Can you be objective here?
No, I'm objective. The Celtics handled this horrendously. They handled this like idiots.
Okay.
I have multiple things to say. First off, the way that it was handled, this was leaked to the media. Woj, for one, Adrian Wojnarowski, he handled this badly because he put a story out there that Ime Udoka was getting suspended potentially for a team violation and left it in the air for hours.
That's his job, though. That's his job. You can't get mad at him.
And this is the issue here. They were getting mad because so many female staffers were getting attacked. That's Woj's job for bad journalism. He didn't say what
Really?
happened. He didn't
call that
say
bad
who
journalism?
did it. He didn't say.
Yeah, this broke out like midnight, I think, on Twitter.
You can't really do that.
He tweeted out at midnight.
Really blame him. He just reports.
Why are you going to give him a hard time for just saying that random people, there's a random situation that involves Ime Udoka, right?
Because he didn't say what it was, even though he knew because he was waiting till the morning. He left a bunch of people in limbo to let a story leak to build up the anticipation. You're not supposed to do that when there's real people involved.
It
You're not
worked.
supposed to.
I would do it. I'd do that exact same thing. That's a career
And
booster.
Sam Sharania had to come out and say it was with a female staffer. First off, do not show the picture of that woman. That's not who it is. They've already come out and say, I believe her name is Allison Feaster. It's a black woman. Do not show her picture. It is not her.
Okay.
this
That light skin lady with the curly hair?
Light skin, it is not her. It's
That's not her.
Okay. That's
the rumor is that it is rumored to be, and this is not, it's heavily rumored because multiple outlets have sort of hinted and confirmed this, that it was the wife of the senior vice president of finance.
Fuck! I see why.
Somebody who had a higher position than Ime. This is why it is such a big deal. He did not just cheat on his wife. He slept with the wife of somebody high up in the organization.
That's still not enough for me. That's just infidelity.
Maybe that's why they're covering her name.
That doesn't make sense why he's being thrown to the wolves this way.
She big, though.
Well,
She's
for
big.
one, another thing that came out and was told by multiple Celtics reporters, the Celtics found out about this in July, and they asked Ime to stop multiple times, which he refused. And it got to a point where he was not taking their heat, and they said, you need to stop, and he was not stopping. He was continuing on, and it wasn't just her. There was also rumors of it being multiple women. And and when they asked him to stop and he didn't, she later came out and said that he made some comments to her. Well, I'm not going to say it, but they said they cheated on the line of harassment, as in he was making unwanted comments in terms of the consensual relationship was over, but he wasn't out of it yet. He was still making comments to her that she didn't appreciate, and she ended up telling the team, after which they already knew of the relationship. And even though he wasn't listening to what they were telling him, they had to do something.
Not like this. You handle that, but you have everything that you just said, which is drama, but it's not as juicy as what deserves this press conference. They could have did all that behind closed doors and still not issued the situation. Even after Woj came out and put that tweet out, they didn't have to handle it this way.
And that's exactly what I'm saying is my issue here with the Celtics and how they handle this. For one, they let this go on for a day and a half, and they didn't make a single statement. So I love Brad Stevens. He's been here for years. That whole crying show, I'm not.
What is that crying? It's got to be something more serious than that,
like,
bro. It's got to be more than that, bro.
Maybe his wife.
It's got to be more than just infidelity with the boss's wife. Who's dead? Who got AIDS? Who got a baby?
Well, he said it's bullshit. I think maybe he was mad that all this shit is happening because he was upset. Like, this is bullshit. I can't believe this is actually
To warrant, understand, E, we're looking at press conferences and statements like freaking when Magic Johnson got HIV, bruh. This is some serious shit.
What's the word on the street, Chabweezy? What is the rumor?
Yeah, what you hearing in the streets of Boston, bro, where all the bums and the racists are at?
It was released by a couple reporters in a group chat, and it was also talked about by one of our team reporters that what is going around and floating around is that there was a possible impregnancy regarding the senior VP's wife.
Jesus.
And apparently the senior vice president of finance called for the team to suspend Ime earlier, which they did not. And when he started going against what they were asking him, and the woman started saying that she was getting quote-unquote harassed, they had to take action, and it was actually the senior VP who said, I want him suspended for a year. Here's my issue with the Celtics. If it was so serious and where you felt it was harassment, it started as consensual and then didn't get non-consensual, why didn't you fire him? Why only 1 year? And why come out with a press conference? Either if it was consensual like we're hearing in its base level and it's a consensual relationship that got out of hand, he slept with a staff member, that's what they call team policy violation because you used your power as the coach to sleep with a subordinate. If that's what they call, a year is too much of a punishment and a press conference isn't warranted. But if it's like the rumors are saying and like what they've alluded to, that it got to a point where it's not consensual, it got to a point where it was harassment, there is pregnancy involved, there was more women involved, why only a year and why are you letting it? It's the punishment isn't enough. This is why I say these Celtics messed up and where they didn't give the correct punishment. They let it leak and stay out for a day, and now they don't want to give details. That doesn't make sense.
Can I ask you a question though?
I feel like
go ahead, 5-star.
Do you feel they did so? Because if I'm looking at it as the team, and this coach got me so far, in the season, I don't want to lose a coach who took me that far. So are you thinking that's the reason why they didn't want to fire him?
That's the only reason.
My thing is that I feel like part of it is they don't want to fire him because Ime was a godsend for our team. Speaking as a Celtics fan, our biggest issue throughout all the last few years is that we lack mental toughness. He was the first coach we've had in a very long time who gave our team toughness. Talent was never an issue. It was mental toughness, and he instilled it in our team. He was a godsend.
Wasn't he part of the team that was under Pop and all them during 2014 Spurs and all that?
Yeah,
he was part of that coaching staff.
He was a long time.
Dude, that team was insane. As someone who is from San Antonio, man, that team.
He went
that
from
team
Hawks
had
to
probably.
Philly, and he was on the Brooklyn Nets staff last year, and then he became our head coach. My issue and where I think that the team.
Go ahead, Sad. Hold on. Go ahead, Sad.
Chabuizi, it's based on the new information that you're giving us. It sounds like she's ready to get rid of that kid, and he wanted her to keep that baby. And
that's
my
possibly
choice.
Maybe.
My body, my choice, and she married, and he like, yo, he's madder than screw the job. Maybe he never had an abortion before, and he want his child. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's the only way it can, and they don't want it, because now it understands why they're protecting her, because she's not actually she's part of the organization, but she's not part of the organization.
Like, listen to this information as well too. I feel like, you know, especially when you said that he was sending her like some really derogative messages and shit like that. That what if there's a lawsuit going on right here too, and they trying to keep that under wraps? You know
They're trying to. Apparently, they are trying to avoid a lawsuit, which is why the suspension was brought out. They are not only trying to forego financial matters, in which if they fire him, there has to be some sort of severance, and they're docking his pay. They also are trying to avoid legal matters in a lawsuit. That's what I'm hearing about why they did a 1-year suspension instead of just straight out firing him. So Ime would not press charges in the situation, and they would not get a lawsuit from the other party as well.
Are there any other rumors out there in Boston that y'all talking about?
For one, there's a rumor going around that Ime not only slept with the senior VP, he slept with the social manager, and that he also attempted other women as well.
Okay.
Those are basically the main things that we know right now. But the Celtics, I'm mad at Woj. I'm mad at the way the Celtics handled this, because then their answer was to
You can't get mad at Woj, Shabuizi. You gotta let that go. A reporter's gonna do what a reporter does. How is that bad journalism? He's not a journalist like that. He's a freaking hot take guy. He's a freaking insider.
But this is the thing. You can't do that with real people's lives.
It's a tweet, bro. It's a tweet.
What if he just didn't?
It's not an article.
That's the thing. They don't care about real people's
lives.
It's
not an article. It's a tweet. You can't really say bad journalism off somebody tweeting something out at midnight versus somebody writing a full article.
Can't you say this is out of Woj's normal realm?
Heck no. This motherfucker reported Dwight Howard going to the Lakers at 1:30 a.m. It looks like Dwight Howard might be going to L.A. He puts out random shit like, oh, this player might be leaving this team. Out of nowhere when no one ever thought about it. It's out of left field.
So he's
and he won't give details.
He's the media.
That's different though. That's different.
I'm talking purely about out of the scope of NBA. This is drama.
This is NBA.
Personal lives.
I'm
not talking about transactions between teams.
All right.
I'm not talking about a player leaving here, player deciding to go here. I'm talking about this is one of the first and only instances in where Woj is reporting on drama personally between team members. This is sexual tension or sexual drama that has happened between two people. This is out of his normal realm. This is going to affect people. These two people have families. It's not about NBA basketball. This is real life.
The Kobe Bryant Colorado situation, if Woj was around, he would have reported it, bro. He would have put a leak out.
I agree.
Because some things are just really big. You want to put your name to it. That's just the game. Like, it's about to break in the morning. Let me bust this bitch at 12 midnight.
I'm be the first one that did it. I'm be the first one that did it.
It's like basketball. Yeah. He's under the board. He's going to grab that ball. But Chabuizi, man, we're having you in Boston. This is kind of exclusive. What is the energy like amongst your Celtic friends and Celtic fans? Like, what's the talk on the street? What's the vibe?
A lot of people are not only upset. I'll say it's a difference. For one, I can know just because I'm in there, there's a huge difference in the response between the white side of the fandom and the black side.
Oh, of course there is. Hey, what I was going to ask is the senior VP of finance a white man?
Of course he is.
Is his wife white too?
Get that black cock out my wife. What you do?
White people say that, good riddance, if this is what happened, they're already, moving on saying, we don't need Ime, this and that. A lot of black people, they're disappointed in him, but at the same time, they're saying there has to be more to this story. I don't believe everything that they're telling me.
I believe it is even more than what you're even saying, Shabwizzy, and even Matt Barnes is like, it's 100 times worse than any of our imaginations.
Right.
He said 100.
That's a big.
He said
That's big, man. He said that's really huge.
That's involved,
your mic leaning.
The people that's involved, that was deep too. Like, how many people are involved in this?
It was reported that Neil Long didn't find out until this week.
Fuck.
Well,
because apparently he had her move her entire family out to Boston, and they were house hunting, and he just told her this week, months after they started house hunting. He's a dickhead for that.
That's gonna be something too. TMZ.
Here's what I'm saying
about her.
Here's what I'm saying. This is my thoughts. Even based on what Shabwizzy's telling me, I believe that there's way more to it than what even he believes, and he's there. And it's got to be something more dire, more serious, because a senior VP of the boss's wife, for sure you're fired or whatever, but the press conference, the dragging, the leaking, the messiness of it. I believe that this nigga is like a freaking Black Weinstein, bro. He got to be on his, come here, baby, let me see a titty, like cornering him, touching him. I'm talking about like fondling, potential, yeah. He put me in, he took my tampon out my coochie when I was on my period, and he ran around the locker room with it. It was some weird.
But Shabwizzy,
that's some real.
There is a woman named Alice Z, who's director of finance planning for the Celtics on LinkedIn since 2020. Alice Z, director of finance. Planning and analysis. So she works for the organization, and then they have another one is VP of Finance, Boston Celtics, Patrick Lynch wife, Kathleen Nimmo Lynch.
Yes. That's the woman who's rumored to be Kathleen.
How she look?
It's a white woman.
No.
She all right, whatever. White hair.
That's who it is. That's all signs are pointing to that.
Patrick Lynch wife, Kathleen Nimmo Lynch.
All right, so I'm gonna say like is something. It doesn't explain the way the Celtics have handled this situation. Even what you say, if I say everything you say is true, the way the Celtics ran and handled this situation is completely it doesn't match up or line up.
That was hilarious.
Jody is epic.
I just saw the
his whole little shit.
I mean, she's an everyday,
She's something else. She's something. She's something.
What I'm saying to myself is like, who the freak is the VP? You would fire your financial VP before you fire the head coach.
Right.
And some head coaches, the head coach probably make more than that VP, dog. VP of finance, what you bringing in? Couple mil? If this motherfucker making $5-10 million a year, what VPs of, you think the VP of the Boston Celtics of finance is making $5-10 million a year? I don't think so.
So
we have to understand though, you said, it's the optics. Sorry.
Go ahead, Shabwizzy, you got it.
Oh no, I was gonna say you have to understand again. It's the optics. I think if Ime was a white man, the situation would be different. That's one.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Do you think that it was the owner's wife too? Do you think it's more than?
No, man.
Because that'd be really big too.
The owner's wife. I don't know.
Matt Barnes wouldn't react like that. Nobody give a freak.
He said, "I pray for all." Pray. Will you pray? What do you gotta pray for?
Somebody banging somebody's wife. This leprechaun-looking chick ain't really. Matt Barnes ain't gonna trip over that.
But an owner's wife though, you don't think they would?
Why would Matt Barnes give a shit?
No, who gives a shit about the owner's wife, dog? Did you see Matt Barnes talking about pray for the families involved?
Yeah.
We're talking about ain't nobody. You speculating on some? That's some dumb shit.
Somebody locked up in the basement.
You talking about the owner's wife?
That would have been gone.
It's the owner's wife.
Just banging the owner's wife is
wouldn't have been no press conference
regular
stuff.
Fire
to get on.
Again, I agree with what Jody said, and where I say I didn't want to say it, but I think it was deeper than. There's something Richard Jefferson said yesterday, where he said, "Why do you think they're going to all these lengths if it was consensual and people attacked it?" My thing is that I didn't want to say it, but I think it went deeper than harassment. He had to have been a menace in that office, in that organization.
A straight Weinstein, bro.
There
has to be a baby involved, a baby or STD, bro. What you praying? You pray for a baby, or you pray that motherfucker will say, "I pray for you, bro." You got dang, you got the clap. I pray for you, bro.
But that's not,
That's not what.
I mean, that's the. would that be something serious that they feel like we got to keep this more, in the wraps? That's nothing to really have a press conference about, like on that note, on the STD or something like that. A baby,
if it's
yes. AIDS, yes, yes. You said
if it's like syphilis or some shit, like
he gave her that monkeypox with a twist.
That shit weird, bro. Like I can't. Look. Let's do this. Let's make up.
You guys.
Let's make up a radical story that makes sense for this to happen. Here's mine. I'm gonna go to me. I'm gonna let Shabuzi take a turn. Everyone here, 5-star Celtics pack. I believe that Ime Udoka is possible. Here's my made up story. Made up that Ime Udoka's running around like Harvey Weinstein on these women. He's making trainers and massage therapists have threesomes with him. He's using the position of power. He's been playing them. And then when the other girls found out, he like, yo, shoot, let's all do a three-way. Doing menage a trois there, messing with people up and down the ladder. The VP lady of finance, I believe that. Throw that in there too. But there's another level to this, bro. There's something that has to make it even that much more sinister. He put a baby in one of them. He passed an STD. And one of them, they got drunk. She said no. He said, let's go. She said, stop. He said, I don't see no cop. That's my shit. What about you, E?
I don't got nothing else on that one. That's pretty deep. What you just said right there.
Yeah.
God damn.
Want you, Salad Ward?
I think it was
that was deep as shit.
The cops.
He said, don't see no cop.
Go ahead, Sad.
Oh shit!
It has to be some wild sex parties or sexcapades going on, and it has to be some filming involved.
Oh, a tape. Yeah, tape.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll release this tape.
No, a tape that he showed people too.
Yes, other players have seen her naked.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Yup. Embarrassing, yeah.
Big sex parties and her getting involved with beyond just him.
And the contents of the tape, like really seeing let's use the VP of finance taking a cum shot load to the face. From the coach? Oh, yeah. Bro!
Buzzer beater! Here comes the buzzer beater! Here comes the buzzer beater!
Imagine the players has got that shit like, yo, god dang, like this hurt. Imagine seeing, like in the Lakers, imagine seeing Genie taking a load from Phil. And it's being passed around. That blows my mind. I would love to see that.
Magic.
Yeah. Genie taking a load from Mitch Kupchak. Oh, God, even worse. Like, that should be some crazy shit, bro.
But it just, I feel like Matt Barnes had kerosene and gasoline, and he poured it all around it and was like, all right, let this sizzle.
All right,
it's coming out.
We're going to find out. The real story's going to come out.
I don't even know why they're trying to control it.
It's only a matter of time.
Because it's already a farce.
I hope it's a lawsuit so it could all come out.
They want this to disappear.
I know you're disappointed, Chiweezy, because this is a distraction from the season that you guys were supposed to have this year.
Our offseason was going great, and in the month of September, everything went to shit. Our signing towards ACL, our starting center's out for 3 months, and our coach is suspended. Our season went to shit in a month.
That's tough, bro. I'm glad of it, bro. So what do you think? What story do you think? Do you think there's something more radical than what you've been hearing?
I think that there is a pregnancy involved, and what I actually think, rather than he didn't want an abortion, I think before she even made up his mind, he was pressuring her to get aborted and blackmailed. And he was blackmailing her.
Roman Reigns.
I want to see that Matt Barnes again.
All right, so Shaweezy's he's there with his shit. I got my clown hat on, my jester hat for doing something dumb. 5-star, you got a crazy story?
Only story I can think of is he's not the only one involved. Someone else in the staff, as
Seth,
far as another male figure, has to be involved in this shit somehow. Either they're running trains, some shit.
Seth Rollins.
There has to be more to this. If a lot of people
definitely.
are coming out saying this is deeper than what it is.
Matt praying for everybody. I want to see that Matt again. Matt made it juicy.
Matt and Kendrick had to know something, man.
Okay, something.
They had to
Celtics
know
pack. What's up, bro? Get that shit off your
Bro.
chest and say your shit.
This nigga was focused on the wrong game, bro. This nigga was getting his freak on, bro. Listen, he probably got somebody pregnant, gave somebody AIDS, something like that. That's all I can
Yeah.
think of, bro. Because if Matt Bourne said some shit like that, you know it's bad.
Hey, bro, I see you got the emojis called Celtics pack. People smoking that Celtics pack, huh?
Of course. Fuck the Celtics.
Your team sucks.
Hey,
bro.
You don't know what team he got. You don't know who he root for. He just saying up the Celtics. He could be a Milwaukee fan.
Huh?
He could be a Milwaukee fan for all you know. You don't know if he a Laker fan.
Who's talking about Russell
LeBron
Westbrook?
James is the GOAT. Legend. Let's see the season, bro. Where your coach at?
Where's your coach at? Nigga, y'all just fired y'all.
We got Dr. Ham. Where's yours at?
Yeah, your coach might catch a bid. Y'all look bad. Corporate. ESPN, Disney Celtics, bro. Disney Celtics, bro.
You look bad. We